again. Welcome to Jacob Tanjay and Michael Beach of Life, the NTZ crew. Thank y'all so much for everything y'all do for the live stream. All of my members. There's Harry Shoulders. What's up, Harry Shoulders? There's the Beach of Life, Jeffrey Tatter. I'm just trying something new today. I'm doing my live stream via YouTube. I think they've been penalizing me for doing it in StreamYard. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but a fellow vlogger said, hey, why don't you try it? You might get better results. R68 DVR Passport X. What's up, Jeffrey Tatter? All my old heads has been following me since I've been on here. Remember, August 20th is our 4th year anniversary. If you think being on YouTube for 4 consecutive years, putting out content on a daily basis is easy, I want you to try that. But we're going to have a celebration on Tuesday. That's our party. That's our next live stream. Any new viewers and subscribers joining us today, welcome. Anybody catching this on replay, we always have a topic. Money and sex, the double-edged sword that controls the lives of men. But this is your live stream, as I always say. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. And, of course, we'll discuss some of my videos that we've done before. After my last live stream. The peso is 57.22, exactly the same as it was yesterday. Ampora Majala says, I'm so glad to see you back. God bless you both. Hey, thank you. Harry Shoulder said, it's like blackjack, standing or staying on 16 and the dealer showing a 10. He said, risk it all and take another card. Nobody wants to die alone. Go for the gusto. That's right. Win big or go home. Jeffrey Taylor says, good morning, peeking through the bottom of a glass boat. Passport X says, salute to Cal in the chat. All good here in North Carolina. W Secrets to Success. What's up, Paul? Golden Gate. He says, what day is the new podcast supposed to be? Well, it's supposed to be on Saturday, but instead I had the members only live stream yesterday. But we can basically do it at any time. I'm going to bring 53 Shades Darker on. And we're going to discuss some stuff. Hey, Johnny S., what's going on? Alan Johnson, what's up? Since the last live stream, I did a few videos. I just want to kind of go over some stuff and just get your opinion. Remember, whatever you want to talk about, put it in here. What's up, Matt? But the video I did on the monkeypox, I got a lot of pushback on that from long-time viewers, and I'm saying, look, all I wanted to do was get your opinion on the prospects of another lockdown. I was not pushing any conspiracy. I mean, the COVID-19 really happened. There was really a world lockdown. And I'm just saying that now that they're coming back with this public health emergency of international concern, are you making any changes? Are you more prepared now than you were before? I'm not pushing any kind of conspiracy. When they start having these meetings, these emergency meetings, they're laying the groundwork. They're saying, look, we can shut this world down anytime we want. There's nothing you can do about it. That's all I'm saying. I wanted to get your opinions. I don't know about anybody else, but that lockdown had an effect on me. I was cheated out of 2 years that I'm never going to get back. I don't want to go through that again. But as far as the conspiracy, no, I'm not talking about that. What's up, Prince Diamond? He said, what's good, player? An interesting topic. It is. I talk about a lot of things now affecting us men because that's what it's really about. We're men. That's who we should be worried about, especially when you go traveling overseas and all of that. There's far too many videos and channels on YouTube that talk about women. What's up, Sam McCall? Thanks for joining us. Enzo from Melbourne, Australia, sending greetings. I'm coming to the Philippines in November for 6 weeks. Hoping you might have a meet and greet. We probably will. W Secret says, is it hot? What's the temperature over there? It's always hot here. I was asking Merlin the other day, I was like, I thought this was supposed to be the rainy season. Well, hell, it's not raining. We got some sprinkles the other night. Now, we did get some thunder and lightning yesterday. I thought I wasn't going to be able to make it to the gym, but there's no rain. It hasn't rained. Well, I was gone for 10 days. The only rain I saw was in Cagayan de Oro. For some reason, it rains a lot there. Johnny S. says, maybe we can make a push for people to just wear a mask while in public. Well, I'm just glad that you gave your opinion, Johnny, because people are acting like I'm pushing some kind of conspiracy. And it took YouTube actually 2 or 3 days to monetize that. Like I'm putting out false information. You go watch that short video. Nothing I said that wasn't already in the papers. I just wanted to know what everybody thought about it because I wasn't up on it. I wasn't even up, believe it or not, on the monkeypox outbreak 2 years ago. It's like I didn't care. I was numb. My man was numb from the pounding that they gave me during the lockdowns. Man, I was psychologically warped. What's up, Blizzard Abroad? African Expat. Thank you, brother. What's up, Kamal? Frank Ellis, man, I wanted to give you a shout out. I was watching some of my old comments, man, and you've been following me for a long time, man. You made a comment on one of my videos over 3 years ago. And I didn't know you had been following me that long. He said, man, another lockdown will be catastrophic. Yeah. And that's all I wanted was to get y'all's view on that. He said, we had a few athletes get COVID-19 during the Olympics. I saw that. I saw where Stephen A. was giving Noah Lyles, is that his name, for running in the race after he knew he'd already tested positive for COVID. But also, I was talking about these young women going missing over here. This is a serious problem. And I don't know what you're going to do with the information. I just wanted you to know that on top of all the other things that you thought you knew about the Philippines and Filipinas, you know that young women are going missing over here at an alarming rate. And you should act accordingly. Means show a little bit more respect, a little bit more empathy, sympathy, instead of coming over here with our bullshit. The games that we play and all of that. People don't play about their daughters and stuff over here. If you think it's rhetoric when people talk about the Filipino culture being family oriented, it's not. It's 10 times greater than what you could ever imagine. The closeness in their families over here will blow your mind. So when somebody comes up missing like that, I mean, it just really, it's heartbreaking. Imagine the 15-year-old who went missing around, identify her through her shoes and her clothes. Okay? She did not come home from school. And now you couple that, and all of this is happening around Bacolod. And the jeepney drivers are on strike in Bacolod. So now these young women and young men too, they go to school all day. And they get out, it's dark. Now they got to scrap and scrape just to get a ride home, and it becomes even more dangerous. One young lady was fortunate enough to escape. I want you to know this information. I think that we should demand more of this type of information from the Filipino vloggers. Okay, they should be telling you about this, not me. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to be hiding. It's very important because you as a man, you're coming over here, you're dealing with these women. You don't understand that 1 out of 4 Filipino adults think that violence is the most issue women face over here. That's serious. And then you come over here with your bullshit playing games and stuff. What's going on, Jay Goes? He said, algorithm boosting comment. Thank you. He said, what's good, huh? What's up, Moments with Mitch? 53 Shades Darker. David Conkin says, good morning, Cal. Money and sex. What else is there? Only joking. Yeah, the closer I am to retirement, the more I focus on freedom, peace, and quiet. Yeah, guys. He said in Manila, correct? No, it's just right around Bacala, but it's everywhere, though. When I Googled it, it's a big problem everywhere. They had it up in Bulacan, which is, I don't know if that's part of Metro Manila or not, but I know it's like Central Luzon, where 4 women were missing, 4 young women, the oldest 40. And there was another 15-year-old biker who was killed. Well, the people up there, they said, hey, we need the help of the government because they really don't know who's doing it. Is it these drug addicts? Is it some type of syndicate? Is it a serial rapist or murder? We don't know, but it's a serious matter, and I just want you to know. All right. Also, we were talking about the big problem. Literally, the big problem with bringing your woman over to your country. We never talk about that. We don't talk about it enough. You only worry about her running off or being westernized. Well, she will be westernized. She will become the same size as a typical Western woman if you don't watch out. There's some things you can do. But, of course, people think I'm painting everybody with the same brush. Of course, there's going to be people on there, oh, well, my girlfriend didn't. Well, I'm not talking to you. But that's a risk that you take when you bring her over there. And she starts eating rice and everything, the big portions, the regularity of her meals over there. A lot of women here are thin by default. It's just a fact. Okay? You can be in denial all you want. But don't be babbling in the comments if you don't have any experience. I'm telling you, my vlogs, 99% of the times of what I'm seeing, living, and experiencing. I took a Filipino over there, and she gained a lot of weight. But she was the same beautiful woman on the inside. But I'm just telling you, a lot of us men, we love Filipino women because they're slim. They're going to be petite, just meaning short. But we love them because they're slim. And then, you know, they have babies. You know, it's just a part of living. I'm just having conversation, serious conversation. Rolling out of it, thank you. And welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders community. I appreciate your support. I don't take this stuff for granted. I just like to have real life conversation. I'm not going to tell you, oh, Dumagetti is not as great as people say it is. That's all subjective, man. I really don't like to give y'all information like that. Or do Filipinos date ugly men? I mean, it's so shallow. As you a grown man, you're 45 and over who watch my channel, and you're coming to the Philippines, you're selling everything. You're burning bridges. It's too far to come for games. So I like to talk about real life stuff that's going to be relative to your situation. What it's really like over here. But I don't get any credit for that, and I don't want any credit. But it just shows you how much respect I have for you. That I've grown beyond that. So I did that early in the beginning, doing lockdown when it was basically entertainment. But now it's real life. Y'all coming over here. People are pulling the trigger. What's up, Thomas? He says, it's hard to hear when these young girls are getting raped and killed, especially having a younger daughter myself. Yeah, and that's why I talk about stuff like that. And then the girl who got away, it's in the same barangay as where our daughter's living right now. Even though she's getting ready to move, they're doing renovation on their original apartment. But for right now, she's in that barangay where this girl, the attempted abduction. and it scared Maryland to death. I didn't know how serious it was. 4 girls, man, in a span of a week. But it's nothing new. But it's probably new to you. What's up, rolling after of it? Moments with Mitch said Charlotte, North Carolina, about 2 hours from me, is a major hub for human trafficking. You know, this is another reason why when you talk about the Philippines and sex in the same sentence, it's very controversial because of stuff going on like this. And, you know, the Philippines is trying to get rid of that reputation as a sex pet tourist destination. But when you got young women, these young women as young as 7, 9, 15, 11, they're getting raped and killed, man. They're coming up missing. It's just something to think about. What's up, Matthew? James says, if they lock down there again, that would be crazy. Sinovac 2.0 won't work again, and foreigners won't be getting any from LGU. He said, well, if she turns into a big Shirley, does it matter if you're looking like Barry White? Well, it doesn't matter, but you have to understand the dynamics. You can't change the conversation, W Secrets of Success, because 18 to 80 is going on over here. They already know you look like Barry White. And they said that they don't care. You're coming over here. We're talking about us. Don't flip it over. Don't change the conversation. Don't move the goalposts. Because we come over here looking the way we're looking. That message is for men. It's not for women. It makes a big difference. Because you can have Big Shirley over there. Frank Ellis says, don't bring them back here. This is a warning. Well, you know, I was talking to Marlon the other day. And, you know, people are worried about the risks, which I warned you about the risks. But to be honest, the overwhelming majority of women that are brought over there, they just do what they're expected to do. They stay with the man. They don't run off. But we always get the horror stories. That's the ones that sell newspapers. It's the reason you cut on the evening news. You want to hear the bad stuff. You don't want to hear the good stuff, Frank. But there are some risks. Them old thirsty men over there, they're going to disrespect you and your woman. I experienced that personally. That's why I made the video. I'll never do it again. Not because I'm worried about some woman running off. I just don't want to go through that. Well, a woman can't even go to the store or anywhere. And they're going to stir a damn hole in the woman. They're going to rape her with their eyes. They don't want to put up with that, man. Act like they never seen a woman before in their life. See, that's what I'm talking about today. This is the path that we're set on the minute that we can understand what money and sex is all about 7 years old. And we chase that to insanity, to the gates of insanity and even death, man. It's serious, man. It's serious. What's up? What time is it, Travels? He said, topically, your women weight matches the man's weight in the West. Yeah, well, we're not in the West. We're coming over here. We don't want what's over there in the West. I don't want a woman that weighs 200 pounds. Jabraz said 4 girls in a week is alarming. One individual didn't usually repeat the offense that quickly. It may be multiple offenders or a group. I don't know. It's sad. That's why I talked about it. Because, you know, you hear this stuff and you read about it from time to time, but you never connect the dots. You never see the aggregate of it where you say, oh, man, it's happening more than what I think. And it's happening a lot over here. Most of my viewers are men, about 94%. A lot of you are coming over, 100% of you are coming over here for a woman. I just want to let you know what women are dealing with on top of everything else you think you know about them. the poverty and all that, the struggle and all that. Now they've had violence. They're coming up missing and everything else. So maybe you should tone it down a little bit. But I wanted to talk about that. Brian Nicholson, rest in peace, Greg Ken. Who is that? Blizzard Brown says, I would be confident enough to bring a woman back here. Yeah, I don't think anything is going to. My wife didn't run off. But hindsight is 2020. You know, you look back and you think of all the just craziness. You know, people in my family, I'd bring, you know, I had to stop bringing friends over to my house. A guy that I had a close business relationship with, we were both insurance agents, and we really became friends, really. But the first time he came over my house after my wife had arrived, this is the first thing come out of his mouth, man, you got a fine wife. And I'm like, wow, man, you know, come on, man, you know. 53 Shades Darker says, if a person got a pension coming in, you have no worries. Let that money stop, and then a person will see what's really behind the curtain. And nobody ever believes this, though. You know, that's what you're going to get the most pushback on, which you shouldn't. We should all be in agreement. What's up, Retired 2019? Neil Davis says, our age, if your wife gets attention, she'll make you feel proud. I do anyway. Well, not that kind of attention. Not the thirsty kind that's going to disrespect you. But let's talk a little bit about you know, like I said, this is your live stream. I always like to have a topic. It just kind of makes it interesting. But money and sex drive men like nothing else. Would anybody agree or disagree with me about that? These are notes that I wrote down. Okay. And it's the two things we chase more than anything else. And like I said earlier, we chase them to the gates of insanity or even death. They're woven together. They're like Siamese twins, really, when you think about it. And I got some stuff down here that I got from an anonymous. The guy was anonymous, or who tried to answer that impossible question that men are always confronted with: money or sex. He tried to answer it. But I just want to talk about some things, okay? And these are also two things that we seem to can't get enough of. Insatiable. We're defined by them. The man who has both is a king. The man who has neither is considered a bum. It's crazy. We're controlled by them. And listen to this. This is stuff coming out of my mind. I was just thinking about it. You know, this double-edged sword of money and sex and the effect it has on a man's life, man. I mean, your whole life. It says we're controlled by them. Have less of either, and it changes your attitudes and behavior. Have enough of either, and it changes your behavior and attitudes, man. It's literally the mark of the beast. But they're interwoven, man, into the psyche somewhere around the age of 7. When you come to, it's about the age of understanding, when you realize the importance of money and all that stuff. You start writing letters to little girls and everything like that. But I want to, this is funny. This guy is ingenious when I talk about it being interwoven. Now, I said this before I even wrote all this stuff down. Okay. But he says you can buy one with the other. Is that true? And you can flip that over. I'll give you money for sex. The woman might say, or the man might say, well, I'll give you sex for money. They're interchangeable, man. Okay, and if you want to push back and disagree with anything I'm saying, all you got to do is turn on any social media. And men are flaunting their financial health and their sexual health. Far too many YouTube channels. That's all we're talking about. Money and relationships. But there's far more to life than money and relationship. We really need a balance, but a lot of us, we never get that balance. I'm going to talk about where it comes from, the effects of it, and what we can do. Because, I don't want to just talk about the problem and we're not going to talk about the solution. But he said, yeah, you can buy one with the other. He says, I'm confused. I thought the question was if you brought your Filipino to the West. Yeah, not the reverse. That's right. That's what we're talking about. We're saying that it's a big problem for a lot of us. A lot of guys, go in the comments, you'll see. One guy says she was 94 pounds when she came. Now she's 150. They got a divorce, not because she gained weight, but because she was jealous. The video was, if you watch the video, it was about that risk. Okay, because a lot of women here, W Secrets of Success, you've been here, they're thin by default. They can't eat what they want to eat, when they want to eat, how much they want to eat. But when they meet you, they can. And some guy says, oh, they get fat over there. Well, not as much as they do in the West because of portion size, because of the stress. She's not stressed over here. She's not reaching for Big Macs and all that over here. Oh, Greg Ken Band. Okay, I never heard of him. Mike Dawsonville said, what's going on, brother? Great topic today. Thank you. Darius Slade said, not all men, bro, and not all men are controlled by. Come on, guys. Don't be so shallow. Of course, it's not all men. But it's enough men that we need to talk about it, dude. Y'all get on here with that stuff every time. Can we just have a conversation, Darius, without you coming on here and saying the obvious? Of course. But you know good and damn well that money and sex are way up there and they drive you. You can be in denial you want. What else are you thinking about? Come on here with that craziness. Man, you guys need to grow up. We're having a conversation and you want to say that. Not all men. Well, you can say that about everything. Get over here with that stuff, man. Grow up. He said, Cal, I was about to go off on my so-called friend saying after seeing my women in a bikini talking about I'm not hitting her right. Yeah, just thirsty. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't need to say that. But we cross the line when you bring your woman over there. Okay, but here it says, number 2, both are used to temporarily hide loneliness. 3 is, when you don't have any, you're excited to get it. With both money and sex. He said, man, my wife bought a new car last year. She just purchased a new one today. I'm pissed off. Wow. Well, who's paying for it? You're going to pay for it anyway. Ironically, that's one of the things we spend most of our money on is cars, sports, gambling, housing, healthcare. Kevin Strong, what's up? He said 2 new cars are sitting in my driveway. Wow. He said humans are sexual creatures. Well, let me get to that, man. You're jumping ahead. Because one is natural, one is unnatural. But the fact of the matter is money and sex is a double-edged sword that drives your ass. Okay? And you want to come over here, well, not all men. Oh, you guys are crazy. Yeah, thank you. He says, Rule Life says, hell, even marriage is for sex. I got that down here. It says, money and sex are said to be the foundation of marriage. Then Derek Slade is going to say, well, not all marriages. Yeah, but enough of them. It's the unspoken agreement of marriage. And a big reason for divorce, too. See, guys like Rule Alive, he's talking common sense. He's seeing where the conversation is going. And he doesn't take offense to it. You guys take offense to anything. Grow up, man. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. Okay. you don't really appreciate it until it's gone. Money and sex. Okay? Rhino Wisdom says if women didn't exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning. Aristotle Onassis. That's right, but I don't know. Now remember, he comes from that old generation. The new generation of men, we're doing all this stuff to impress each other. We're not even buying the gold rims and the big house to impress the women anymore. It's to impress other men. That's why you wear all the gold jewelry and all that stuff. Believe it or not. You're not even trying to impress women anymore. It's about impressing other men. Look at my financial health. Look at my sexual health. You're not doing all that for a woman anymore. Neil Davis says, I brought that to my wife's attention and she decided to do something about her weight gain. Yeah, that's what I said. All you have to do is put in her subconscious mind early on, you know, I like you. I like your shape. I like you how you are. And then warn her, look, when we go to America, the small drink is an extra large over here that they don't even sell. It's almost like a pitcher. It's the same size as the pitcher of Coke that they sell over here. That's what the 44-ounce small drink that comes with your regular Big Mac meal in America. Just let her know that. Yeah, he probably is the main purchaser of sex, you know, but why do we take offense to these subjects, these topics, these discussions? They act like, oh, you know, you're talking about me specifically. We're not. We're just having, this is barbershop type conversation. This is a space, my channel, where men can come and discuss whatever is bothering them. See, you don't know. Let me jump ahead because I need to silence people like you. The reason I'm having conversations like this is because suicide is the 8th leading cause of death in men. 79% of all suicides are men. We're 4 times more likely to commit suicide than a woman, and with more deadlier, what's it say right here? More deadlier means. And depression is one of the most important risk factors in suicide. Unfortunately, Darius, male depression is underdiagnosed because men are less likely to seek help. If you don't think money and sex depresses your ass and causes depression, now that's from the Illinois Department of Public Health. And guess who commits suicide among men the most? 75 and over. Well, why did they do it, Darius? We suffer with some type of recent life crisis. We feel worthless. We're moody, socially withdrawn, aggressive. Everything that's attached to money and sex and this chase that goes on ever since you're 7. That's why it's important that we have these conversations. So you don't blow your damn brains out, man. Somebody's going to have the damn conversation with you. Who gives a damn whether Dumaguete is not as great of a city as people tell you it is? Do you think that really matters to you? Or whether or not Filipinos date ugly men or not? This is the type of content you're getting on these other channels. Y'all eating it up. It's not real. It's not going to help you. It's not going to move the needle 1 inch in your life. I'm trying to help you. Manage your time. Manage your health. Manage your money better so you can be unstoppable. So you can be a better human being. So you're not depressed. You're not anxious. Okay, that same, if he doesn't think, he says not all men, okay. He's got me all over the place, but I don't care, okay, because that's why I make these topics. I come up with these topics because I know there's always going to be somebody like him, okay. It says right here, because they're intertwined, they're interwoven. It says, this is a study by the insurance company AXA. It says an estimated 2 million people have lost their sex drive as a result of worrying about money and their money situation. The same study says that because, money and sex drives you, and it causes most of the problems in your life, either the lack of it or the desire for more of it. But it says 37% of the respondents said that when you have money problems, you sacrifice time with your significant other. So that means no sex. All right, 50% said that they have more arguments and shorter tempers because of their money problems. And then 26% of them spend less time with their children. So if you flip that upside down and you say it's not a problem, you're still going to have the same problem because you're chasing money. So when you're chasing money, you're going to spend less time with your children, less time with your significant other, and it's going to be the source of arguments. Okay? 2/3 of the respondents said they always avoided talking to their friends and family and partner about their finances because it caused them anxiety. This is why it's important. But he thinks it's not. Money's driving your ass. Okay, when you get up in the morning, when you don't want to get up and you punch that damn clock, you're going to come back to this live stream. He says, Kamal says, always want him help. Yeah. He said, the chase is never ending, Cal. That's right. It defines us. If you don't have enough of it, you consider yourself a loser. I'm not a real man. I can't take care of my family. But it's just not true. We got to find a balance somewhere in there. It's more to life than money and sex. And remember, the definition of success has as many definitions as the people who have them. But everybody knows the definition of failure. But you can't let people define you as a failure. You got to define yourself. But remember, time, health, money. If you manage that, you get a lot better. What's up, Chief? He said, what's going on, Cal, on the Sunshine Shoulders? Mr. Bryant, what's up? Moments when Mitch says I've chased both most of my life. We all have. If you're being honest, you're put on that road real early. I was watching Club Shay Shay last night, with Shannon Sharp, and he had one of the only interviews I watched all the way through was with, it doesn't matter whether you like the guy or not, the Golden Boy. What's his name? The boxer. And this guy's real. I'm a fan of boxing, so I like the inside information and stuff. But imagine this, he only sees value in interviewing famous people, mostly men. It's like we don't matter. See, if you don't have any money, as a man, it's like you don't matter. It's just something that we have to take a look at, a serious look at, man. Money defines you, man. If you got a lot of it, then and sex, you're king. If you have a little of either, man, we're always bragging about how much money we got, how much sex we got, how many women we've got. Okay, now what's the next one? He said, too many people don't know what they're doing with it, but they think they do. With money and sex. How many relationship gurus, how many money management gurus that I get that run through this channel on a daily basis in my comments, my guests, myself. He said, money is the root of evil, M. Spencer says. Is it? Or is it like my father said, the lack of money is the root of evil? And these old unrealistic pressures and expectations they put on you about money, it makes you abuse the system. Some people can't handle the pressure, so they'll go out and rob and steal and sell drugs and all that because they have to meet that expectation, M. Spencer. So it's not really money, but the lack of money. But now that you bring that up, I even wrote that down here. Is money the greatest invention of all time? Or does it reap more destruction? Does it do more bad than good? Because it's divided the planet. It has a hand in destroying the planet. Is it this evil tool that has destroyed the planet? I even looked it up, like, when did the concept of money even come into existence? Google says somewhere around 3000 BC, the concept of money was invented. Is it the greatest invention, money? Or can we be better off without it? So now there would be no poverty because you can't define it. You can't define poverty now if there's not money on the other side. What's up, Ron? Reginald Brown, what's up? Beach of Life says, have no money or no sex, see how long that marriage lasts. Thank you. Money and sex are said to be the foundation of marriage. But Darius Slade is going to get on here and say, oh, it's not all marriages. Of course it's not. But enough of them that you can say that. It's the unspoken agreement. The man thinks, oh, well, if I get married, I'm going to have sex all the time. And the woman says, oh, I'm going to get help and I'm not going to have any financial problems. But it's, Michael B. said, like, guess what? It's also a big reason for divorce. He said, having money increases your chances of getting all the sex you want. Well, they're intertwined, is what I'm saying. But it doesn't define who you are, though, Thomas. This is what I'm saying. This is the unfair weight that's put on the shoulders of men. We're asked to answer this really impossible question of what's more important, money or sex. We have to choose. He says, I divorced my wife because we weren't having sex. I lost, 800,000 Australian dollars. Wow, that's what's that about? 500,000 US. So it is important. 53 Shades Darker says, true, Cal. I bought back some stuff from home, Las Vegas burrito mix and real flour tortillas. She loved it and said, wow, this type of food is so good and different. She keeps telling me, yeah, let's make burritos. And I told her, if you keep eating that, you will blow up. Now she wants to buy that type of food. I know it's true. I experience it. I see it right in front of my face. I'm not going to talk about it just to talk about it. I don't be on here babbling. Okay, Smiley, my buddy over in the U.S., he said, hey, man, did you see the video about World Zoom and what they did to him? You know, somebody turned him in, made some false claims against him, the immigration, they dogged him up. He ended up spending 4 months in that prison and lost all that weight. He looks terrible. I was like, yeah, but I just told y'all on my last live stream before that video came out that there's a different type of expat that comes over here to Southeast Asia. It's some sorry bastards over here. All the good guys, but then there's a whole pool of sorry ass men who really need to be dealt with over here. All they want to do is bring all their misery, their race, their hate over here and cause you problems. I told you that. And now I'll be damned if World Zoom doesn't come forward and say, yeah, a fellow expat sent that picture in with those false allegations, because they tried to do it to me. Anything I talk about on here, guys, I'm seeing it, living it, experiencing it. I don't just make up stuff for clicks and views. I don't get that many. Okay? I'm not going to sell out for that stuff. I just give y'all a platform. This is a safe place where you can come and talk about things that affect men. We don't want to be pushing back against each other. But my wife put on 50 to 60 pounds when she came over there. So those guys, you know, that was trying to troll her when I told them, yeah, she was on Judge Mathis and all that. The type of expats I'm telling you about, they never saw my wife in the beginning. She was 36, 26, 36. She's still the same beautiful woman on the inside as she is on, you know, as she was on the outside, but she's gained some weight. So I made that up. He says, Dare says, I'm not offended, just sharing my thoughts. We're not saying that. We're just saying that there's always one person that comes over here and says some elementary stuff like you said. Not all men. Well, if it doesn't affect you, then keep scrolling or just be quiet. But nothing affects everybody other than the environment, the pollution, and all of that, the poisonous food and water that you're eating. We're just saying that we're having a conversation. Is there another channel that you follow in the Philippines where they're having these type of conversations? Or they're having conversations like, oh, where to find the nicest Filipinos? Or how to meet upper class Filipinos? Guys, that's bullshit that you don't even need to be listening to. Now that's entertainment. If you want to just sit around and listen to that, it's not going to help you one bit. Okay. Let's go back to this list because this is ingenious what this guy's saying. But we never really think how intertwined money and sex is in our society. And remember, they're forced on men. Okay, you're defined by how much money you got, how much sex you're getting. We allow society to do that to us. It weighs on us. It makes us depressed. And that's why we're 4 times more likely to commit suicide, to take ourselves out of this beautiful world than a woman. But y'all try to say, oh, women and men, yeah, we're equal, but we're not the same. Society doesn't look at us as the same. They don't even really treat us equal. Okay? There's a reason we're killing ourselves at that clip. Okay? But he says, risk involved with both. It says gambling is tempting but dangerous. So it's a gamble. The risk associated with money and sex. Hey, what's up, Smiley? Thanks for that super chat. He said, Brother Cal, Zoom World said he knows who reported him. I'm wondering if he can sue for defamation. I'm sure he's blacklisted now. Yeah, but in what court of law is he gonna sue? You know, what he needs to do is kick the guy's ass. Okay? See, the thing is there's no pushback to those trolls and those stalkers and those ignorant people. And until there's pushback, they're going to keep it going. You know, he could easily pay 5 or 10,000 pesos to get that guy wiped out, get him whooped or something to teach him a lesson. But there's just so many creepy, weird-ass expats over here that Southeast Asia attracts. I'm going to say it because I see it. I've experienced it. But yeah, he needs to kick his ass. Well, he can't do it now. You know, they get a kick out of that. You know, somewhere he probably was laughing, oh, look what I did. You know, caused that man all that unnecessary harm, man, and misery. He couldn't get his insulin and all that. Man, some of you guys are sick out there. But I've got a platform where we can come and talk about this stuff. Hey, Confident Voice Speaks. Thanks for that super chat. He said, what's up, bro? Checking in from Guam. I'm headed to Cebu on the 23rd. Freedom feels great. Hey, congratulations, man. I know you took care of that business over there. It probably had a lot to do with money and sex. He said, see, at 53 Shades, just co-signing my opinion on your woman eating habits mirrors the man. So you're part of the problem if she blows up the Big Shirley. Well, if you watch the video, you'll see that's what I said, W Secrets of Success. I'm not on here to argue with you. I said I felt responsible for that. Okay? Because I'm allowing her to eat whatever she wants, whenever she wants, however much she wants. Because without me, she's not able to do that. Okay? Over here, she's eating rice and vegetables. Over there, it's rice and everything. Okay, when's the last time you've seen fries, unless it's in a Happy Meal, that's still sold in these little paper bags? They don't do it over there. They start out at what would be considered the extra large over here. That's the small fry. If you think I'm playing, eating is a problem in America. That's why your ass is so big, meaning Americans. So you think you're going to bring a woman over there and it's not going to affect her? Bullshit. She's going to blow up like a damn balloon. And you're going to be sitting there looking at her like, damn, you big. You're not going to say it, you know, but you've already married her now. See, you've already made that commitment. So you stuck with her, really. Now you got to go through all that trials and jump through all the hoops of divorce. Dexter says, if you challenge a lady on something, it is fair game if she challenges you. Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. Y'all missing the point of that. 18 to 80 is in full effect over here for the women. We're not dealing with 18 to 80. I'm not fooling with a woman in a wheelchair. Dexter, okay? I don't care how much money she's got. Okay, I'm not fooling with a woman whose personal hygiene is not there, who's smoking and drinking to upset. Okay? Who's fat and overweight and old. It doesn't, you're talking about two different things, man. You know, I'm not. You might be able to do that. The 18 to 80 is in full effect over here. It's not full effect in America. You think I'm going to marry a woman that's paralyzed from her chest down? You can call me shallow, you can call me mean. I'm a man. I'm not doing it. Okay? And the reason they do it is obvious. You know why they do it. So it's not fair. It's not fair at all. Okay? He said if you get married, you get less sex. And the woke crew calls the other half to puke. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, De La Hoya is his name. I watched that whole, that's the only one I've ever watched all the way through because it was very interesting, you know, because he's real. It doesn't matter what you think about him or whatever, but yeah, he's real. Oscar De La Hoya. It's a great video, by the way, if you want to see a good video, because he talks about everything. What's up, Derek Casanaras? Yeah, he said, come on, everybody, get the thumbs up. Yeah, they take me for granted. It's the only live stream you can come on and really talk about stuff like that. Get interesting conversation. Instead of somebody just going down there, Mike said this. John said this. Okay? Okay, here's another one. Because one of the things he was talking about with money and sex is you don't really appreciate it until it's gone. And that's what De La Hoya was talking about as far as Floyd Mayweather. He said he is one of the best. He's so good at what he does inside the ring, but only true boxing, the layman, like, we're not going to appreciate how good he is until he's gone. Same thing with me. You're not going to appreciate me until I'm gone and there's no more sunshine shoulders on the horizon. You're going to listen to these old guys that talking about crap. I don't want to hear that stuff. We talk about real stuff on my channel. But he says, other people will use you for it if you let them. Talking about money and sex. Yeah, Derek, he says, money is a tool that can be used for good or bad. Okay. Now, I just said that. I said, is money the greatest invention of all time? Or is it evil? When you look at all the bad that it causes, there would be no rich and poor. There would be no poverty. But it's become such a natural, it's unnatural, it's man-made, but it's become a natural part of our society. Everybody's in agreement. Oh, you need money. Well, what happened? How were people living before they invented money? That's all I'm saying. You know, and marriage and the institution of marriage as we know it today. Y'all act like, see, this is the problem I have with human beings today. We wake up and we act like things have always been the way that they are now. The way they are now, they've always been that way. No, it hasn't. Okay. He said, hey, Cal, absolutely true. That's one person I'm coming to the Philippines that would help those situations. He said the love of money is the root of all evil. I would say the lack of money. I would say the lack of money, because that's what makes people go out and rob and cheat and steal. But I get it. He said there's no doubt money defines behavior. I wrote this down before this is just stuff coming out of my mind and my experience with money. I said, we're controlled by it, Golden Gate, if we're honest. If you have less of money and sex, it changes your attitudes and behaviors, doesn't it? You're worrying and all of that. You're depressed. I don't have enough money. I'm not getting enough sex. But if you have enough of it or too much of it, it changes your behavior. Now you're better than. You think you're somebody. You're looking down on other people. Okay? Only money and sex can do that. But we don't want to be honest. Everybody is like Darius Slade. They're perfect. They got everything. They got it going on. You know, they got it all together. I'm trying to tell you that you don't have to have it all together. If we get a balance, is all we're trying to work toward, a balance. To be, number one, a better person, number two, a better man. And stop letting outside influences define who you are. You're going to be a lot happier, man. Because money and sex has too much power over us. We've allowed it to consume our lives. All our time, all our energy, all our effort is focused on those two things. He said before it was money, it was trade of goods. Well, how do you know? Well, wouldn't that work out better? Remember, it says that's the first thing that he said. You can buy one with the other. So is that what they were doing? Trading sex for money? Trading sex for goods? I'm pretty sure they were. Hey, W Secrets to Success, thanks for the super chat. He says, one of the worst things in the world is being jailed for something you didn't do. World Zoom spent 4 months and lots of money before getting out of jail. Yeah, you know, it is bad, man, you know, and he looks horrible, by the way. He looks horrible, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, but this is who you're dealing with in Southeast Asia. I don't care if you're in Thailand, Malaysia. Southeast Asia attracts a certain type of creepy, weird, effed up individuals, man, amongst the expats. Okay, I don't know why. You see it. It's not, I'm not just saying it. You already see it in action. Look at what happened to him and so many others. For some reason, man, you know, I don't know. I'd like to see a study done. Are they less educated? Okay, something's going on that Southeast Asia attracts these type of people, troublemakers, man, miserable, man, hateful people. They end up over here. They're not doing any good to the Philippines or the Filipino people. They just want to cause you trouble. You know, like, why would they send that in there like they really care about Filipinos when they don't? Because they're not trying to do anything to help. They're over here taking advantage of the circumstances like everybody else. I don't know. Beach Light says money is one of those things that can't be put back into the genie bottle. Yeah, that's why we're talking about it today. We're saying money and sex. Your double-edged sword, man, that drives most men to the gates of insanity and death. It's driving us. We always talk about the two biggest topics that we talk about on YouTube in the Southeast Asian genre are what? Relationships and budgets. How much money do I need? Can I have a woman? Can I get sex when I get over there? Because I'm not getting it over there. We don't talk about nothing else. Every now and then something will drift through there. But far too many YouTube channels over in Southeast Asia, that's all they're focused on. As if that's all that matters. It doesn't matter. That's why I'm having the conversation. Antonio says money is a necessary evil. This is what we've come to believe, Antonio. They beat it into your head. You know, okay? The concept of money. But it's unnatural. It's man-made. Okay? How else can we equivocate value without money? Well, there's a lot. They were doing it long before money. If money's only invented 3000 BC, man, they were doing something else. Okay? That's all I'm saying. You can't say that. He said there would not be another way because they were doing it before. He said there would not be a global method for trade. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. He said money and sex are both currency. Right. I said it on my video. Sex is the currency that a lot of men want to be paid in. But what we're talking about is money and sex and the effects that it has on men's lives. Whether you want to admit it or not. Just it's one of the virtues of being born a man. That you're going to have that heavy weight on your shoulders. Sex, you know, so which one? Put it in the comments then. Money or sex? If you had to decide, which a lot of times we have to decide. It's an impossible question. A lot of people are going to say sex because it's natural. You know, you creating experiences and experiences last forever. People are going to say, oh, money comes and goes. Well, put it down there. You got to choose. Hey, what's up? Arranger for collectors. He said, bring it, Cal. We become a nation of greed, not quantity of life. See the Norwegians? He said, you need the concept of money or something like it because even bartering is placing value on stuff. Yeah, we're just saying, though, is money the greatest invention? Has it done more good than evil? It's the reason a lot of you are so stressed out. It's certainly one of the leading reasons behind men committing suicide. We feel worthless. Okay, if you don't believe it, go back to the Depression. Remember? All those guys jumped to their death simply because they lost their fortunes that they could have easily recouped. Why are men 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women? If we're all equal, if we're the same and all that, if society treats us the same, it doesn't. They expect more out of you. 79% of all suicides are men. Who else is talking about that on a damn Philippine YouTube channel? Because people don't care. I care. I'm in the 4th quarter. You know, this is about men's health for real. You know, but don't get on here talking about not all men and what I'm talking about doesn't affect all men. Of course it doesn't. It affects enough of us that we need to have the conversation. Imagine suicide. Okay, it didn't say murder. It didn't say homicide. Homicide is not one of the 10 leading causes of death among men. Did you know that? It's not. But suicide is. They got an unspoken agreement between, if you don't believe me, look it up, between law enforcement and the media. Don't put this stuff, don't advertise this stuff. Don't put it in the paper because it creates a copycat effect. They're afraid more people will do it. But suicide is serious, man, among men. He said, World Zoom got a raw deal. A lot of people you don't think what I got was a raw deal? And people sent them fake allegations. Now that I'm telling you that how serious sex trafficking and stuff is over here, the exploitation of women, young women coming up missing over here. That's the worst thing that you could probably accuse a foreign man of doing. Human trafficking and exploiting Filipino women. You don't think I got a raw deal? If it was not for people in high places over here who appreciated what I was doing, I'd be blacklisted. I wouldn't have a leg to stand on. But y'all don't listen. You think it's not going to happen to you. But tell that to the guy who spent 5 years in prison over here for rape that he didn't commit. They don't play with women over here, man. But it goes over y'all's head. You coming over here for sex. That's why we need to have these conversations. It drove you 8,000 miles, man, to sell every damn thing in your country. Okay? Sex did. It's that powerful over you. But if somebody wants to talk about it, you in denial. It drives men, money and sex. It's a double-edged sword. They're intertwined. So we just want to talk about it. What can we do about it? Is there a balance? Absolutely it is. If we just talk about it and let people know it's a balance. Stop letting outside influences define your success or who you are. Just because you don't have a lot of money doesn't mean you're not important. Just because you're not a player and you get, oh, I got the top of the line women. Look at this passport bro movement bullshit. That's what they're doing. They're sitting there in, oh, my woman's better than yours. Oh, I got a real woman and you got a 304 or whatever it is. Foolishness, man. That doesn't define who I am. I define who I am. Chevy and Palace says, nope. Beach of Light says, the Samoan werewolf. Have you been to the Philippines? Girls like July, a dime a dozen here. They are falling from coconut trees, average at best. Yeah, you know, I'm not even going to get into that argument, you know, because unless somebody's been over here, see, one thing I said on the members only live stream yesterday was, we have to remember that the armchair bros and the couch bros and the no passport bros and the plantation bros, they're financing this Philippine genre, this Southeast Asian genre. So I'm not going to get into any discussion with those guys because they really don't have any idea what's going on over here because they'll never come over here. So what is normal for us, an average for us, is a 15 for them. So I'm going to let them dream if they want to. It's just an argument you can't win. You cannot win with those guys 8,000 miles away. You can't win an argument. Jimmy says, you always keep it real. I always respect your opinion. And I can actually say you don't sugarcoat nothing. Much respect from California. Thank you, Jimmy. I just want to have some real life conversations, man. We're older now. We can talk about this stuff. You talk about it anyway. Why can't you talk about it out loud? I mean, that we entertain y'all with it. It's entertainment, but sometimes you got to say, hey, look, man, these guys are serious about coming over here. They're quitting their jobs. A lot of guys, you know, selling everything. It's the fire behind a lot of divorces. They don't want the woman now. They look over at her now and she's bigger. You know, she's not the same woman they married 20 years ago. They want to change. They want to trade her in for the young woman over here. And they're coming. So we need to talk about serious stuff all the time. He says they won't be satisfied before a two-man tandem. What's up, Vito Santos? He said, just got her. Who is talking about? Now, we're just talking about money and sex. The double-edged sword. The big weight that most men are under for our entire lives. Probably from the time of 7 years old when we reach the age of understanding about what money is and what it isn't, and girlfriends, and we writing the little notes, do you like me and all that. From that time all the way to your grave, we're chasing money and sex. There's no two other things that you can name that are so intertwined as those two that we chase. To the gates of insanity and death, it says, and both of them are two things we can't seem to get enough of. Yeah, it could have cost that man his life over some bullshit, but this is the deranged thinking of some of these expats over here, Blizzard Abroad. He said there was a man so stressed in Alameda, right near the old naval station, from his in-laws living with him, he flipped out and killed everyone in his family house. Did he kill himself too? Because we don't want to talk about what money and sex and that delusional drive that they put on us. Cause, you know, we don't want to talk about how it affects our lives. We're in denial. Yeah, Brian Nichols said pizza, double cheeseburgers, and ice cream. Let's see. He said, also remember Passport Bros. Well, I don't know anything about them, but I just know that the people who are financing this whole operation over here are the no passport bros, the armchair bros, the couch bros, the plantation bros. I mean, because, you know, they don't care. They want the soft porn, basically is what it is. They don't want any real life information because they're not coming over here. All they want to do is sit there and nitpick everything you say. They'll never come over here. Yeah, you know, he says power is not separate from sex and money. Okay, it says right here. Money and sex, I'm talking about just the, of course that's not separate, okay? Because there's so much power when you have money and sex. But I said, we're defined by them. The man who has both is a king. And the man with neither is a bum. Name me somebody in power who doesn't have money. And name me a woman who doesn't think that sex is power that she has in her hand. Okay? The Samoan werewolf says, I hope I visit in December so I'm no longer an armchair bro. Yeah, well, I hope, but you're an armchair bro right now. And that's okay because you've got intentions of coming, but, you know, shit in one hand and put your intentions in another. He says, no money, no honey. Yeah, well, I did a video a long time ago. No honey, no money. They're intertwined, man. You can buy one with the other, he says. Okay, here's one. He says, once you get a little, he's talking about money and sex. Once you get a little, you tend to keep wanting more. So this is powerful stuff, man. It goes right along with what I'm talking about today. The influence of money and power on a man's life. Is it too much? Because that's what you're worrying about today. You get up worrying about those two things. You go to bed worrying about them. But there's more to life than that. And until you find that balance, you're always going to be driven like that. You're going to be depressed, thinking because, oh, you don't have enough money, you're worthless. Or a woman doesn't want you, you're worthless. So what's the whole point in living? Yeah, because of the joy you may bring other people. You're not a man reader, man. See, that's why they talk about suicide being so selfish. You ain't thinking about yourself. What about your kids and grandkids and your friends and family and what they think about you and the joy you bring into their lives? You never think about it when you're depressed. But men, we don't even want to even say we're depressed or anxious. It's not manly. So we don't seek help. Oh, that's for wimps. This word simp has, entered into the equation, and now men are, everybody wants to be this manly man, and you end up blowing your damn brains out or sticking the damn shotgun in your mouth. Okay? He says no finance, no romance. Yeah, well, no romance, no finance. Save the romance for France. Okay? It's real life over here. Money and sex runs everything in a man's life if he's not careful. I love the John said, that's right, Cal. Suicidal thoughts are definitely self-centered. Yeah, but we won't even talk about it. That's why it says, what does it say right here? This is from the Illinois Department of Public Health. They said, unfortunately, male depression is underdiagnosed because men are less likely to seek help. We think it's weak to tell somebody we got problems. Remember, we're supposed to be like a lot of these guys on here. We're supposed to have it all together. Okay? We got it going on. Ain't nothing bothering me. Not only am I a relationship expert, but I'm a money management fool. I know how to manage my money. And I can show you how to do it. It said, the man says it right here. He said, with money and sex. He says, too many people don't know what they're doing with it, but think they do. But this just fits into the equation of all the other unreasonable and expectations that are put on men, just by virtue of being born a man in the West. He said the classic movie Black Widow, she only was killing men with money, not the broke. You see, you're taking this stuff right out of, right out of my notes. Let me find this, where they're talking about, here it is. It says, where's the 2 million? Okay, it says 2 million people have lost their sex drive as a result of worrying about money, Golden Gate. Listen to this. It's according to a survey by the insurance company AXA. Women are twice as likely to suffer from the problem as men. Now we know why women aren't attracted to broke men. I got this wrote down here. This was my answer to that survey. Now we know why women don't stay with broke men for a long time, because they're twice as likely to suffer from the problem as men. The sex drive is gone because they got money problems. This is right out of my notes, guys. So, when you're talking about these women over here, oh, they don't want me for my money. Bullshit. Every woman everywhere is going to want some type of financial security, not just a man working down at McDonald's or something like that, because you're still going to have money problems. Thomas says, stressful to be the breadwinner. Yeah, that's what, and you're responsible for that. That's the pressure they put you on as a man. You got to make sure the family's okay. Even in this age of all women making more money and they dating down and all of that, now you're responsible. And the pressure becomes too much for some people. Some people blow their brains out. Some people abuse the system. They sell drugs on the side. They steal from their employers. They do all these Ponzi schemes and all that other stuff. He said, being broke voids the unspoken agreement. Yeah. And there's not very many women that's going to marry a broke man. It's not going to last. You're going to have to eventually become unbroke. But we're talking about that double-edged sword today. Money and sex drive men like nothing else. Is there anybody on here that can argue with me about that, who doesn't agree with that statement that I wrote? Money and sex drive men like nothing else. Okay? They play a major role in our happiness or unhappiness. I mean, really, because it's too late to ask somebody, why did you kill yourself? They're already dead. But a lot of it has to do with money and sex, man. But it's too late. He said it's so expensive in San Diego that even a 6-figure income can be financially stressful. He said sex is good, making money is good. Together they're awesome. But they're not everything, Michael. That's what we're saying. If you have to answer the question, which a lot of men are forced to ponder, this impossible question, money or sex? Everybody's going to say, oh, I want both. Well, a lot of us are drifting in and out. You either got one and then you don't have the other, or you got the other and you don't have the one. Or if you have them both, you don't think you've got enough. So it's still a worry. It's crazy, right? Hey, Moments We Miss, thanks for that super chat. He said, people ask what kind of work we do so they can judge how much respect we deserve according to the pay scale. Man, this is true. We're judged, especially by men, by the job we have, the title, the amount of money we have. Is that fair? No, it's not fair. Should that make you feel bad and kill yourself? No, because now you're letting outside influences determine your value, your worth. You got to do that. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm okay, man. I'm not the best looking guy. I don't earn the most money. I'm not the smartest guy, but I'm still happy with who I am. And nothing that you say is going to stop that. But we won't do that. We'll allow society to place a value on us. These old women and men and stuff, because don't get it wrong. You're doing all this stuff for other men to impress other men. Those days of impressing women is over. So now not only do we think, we got to impress women, but now we got to impress the damn men. You're in a no-win situation until you get a balance, until you become unstoppable, until you right the ship, man. It's upside down. You can't let outside influences and outside people determine your value and your worth, man. But it's hard. It's a steep hill to climb, man, because you've been here all this time allowing that to happen. Hey, Kevin Strong, thanks for that super chat. He said, men need to stop worrying about income and focus on reducing debt. Your quality of life is defined by disposable income equals freedom. I can agree to a certain extent. Okay, because money, we've allowed money and sex to have such power over us. Until we reduce that power that it has over us, we're never going to have freedom. Until we take the shackles off, man, the handcuffs off that society has put on us that define us as men, you're never going to be free. I couldn't find the answer I was looking for, but I wanted to know the answer to the question, how many people on average, do men take care of that we're responsible for? Because much more than, if we were just responsible for ourselves, that would be something totally different. But then, okay, men who chase the money, okay, they lose out because now they don't have time for relationships. They don't have time for their children. Okay, they're looked at as different. Okay, because that's all they're doing is chasing money. But then the men who don't have money, but they're looked at different now because you don't have money. So now the women don't want to be around you. You're depressed. It's like we need to find that balance. Jason says, what amount in the savings investment is applicable for retiring comfortably in the fields? Monthly income amount range would be good. Well, see, that's a question I can't answer. But it plays into the conversation. That's the two things we're worried about. Am I going to have a woman over here and do I have money? But that's a question, Jason, no one can answer. Don't ever let them tell you how much you need. I can tell you that Philippine Statistic Authority says that if you earn $3,808.
Hi, Daddy. Illegal.
Hey, booby.
Illegal.
Oh, you legal? Legal means she took a bath.
I take a bath in outside.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Why? Why outside?
Because I want it.
Oh, you wanted to, huh? Okay.
But my clothes are dirty.
Oh, okay. Well, put on some clean ones.
And it's wet.
Okay. But the Philippine Statistic Authority says if you earn $3,808 per month, you're considered rich in the Philippines. It doesn't say you're middle class. You wouldn't even be middle class in America with that. You're rich over here.
Come here. Come here.
So just kind of measure where you are there, but don't ever let anybody tell you how much money you need to live here because no two people are the same. Okay? He says, Jason, you just have to go there and stay for some time to answer that question. But here's what I say. Here's one piece of advice I can give you. I talked about it on one of my videos I just recently done. Decide what type of lifestyle you're going to live. Do the research and find out how much it's going to cost you before you come over here. That way you will know, do I have enough money? Don't come over here with $1,200 and say, well, what kind of lifestyle can I live on $1,200? It's too late now. You're over here. You're probably going to find out you probably can't live much of a lifestyle with $1,200. And then you say, okay, well, if I can't, then what can I do with my $1,200? Can I live over here 6 months out of the year and 6 months without giving up my present circumstances in my home country? Okay. CJ Floyd, I can do what I want to do. This is my channel. Get off my channel with that immature stuff. Okay, go on one of them other channels and tell them guys what to do. Don't do it over here, clown. Kevin Strong says you will lose money chasing women, but you won't lose women chasing money. Well, according to this survey, you will. Because if you're chasing money, man, you're not going to have time for your woman. Okay? You're not going to have time for your children. You're going to be lonely. I guess you can take time out, to have sex. The balance is what we want. We have to somehow figure out how to stop money and sex for having such a powerful effect over us. We're giving it too much power. Yeah, he says turn your volume down. Now, this is one of those guys, he's an armchair bro, no passport bro. These are guys who, believe it or not, they're grown men. They have nothing else to do with their precious time but to come over and try to disturb somebody else's live stream. Okay? He's trying to tell me what to do. I'm a grown man. You can't tell me what to do. I'm not even going to get rid of you. I want you to stay on here for the algorithm. You're helping me. Okay? Hey, thank you, Jason. He said, I appreciate your candor and channel. Thank you. I'm glad you can appreciate it. Okay.
Make it drop, make it die.
But, okay, let's go back down here. It says,
make it drop, make it
okay,
drop.
we're controlled by them. If you have, booby, stop. If you have less of either, it changes your attitudes and behaviors. Now, who on here that says you don't act different when you got a pocket full of money and when you broke? Okay, who can say that? And be honest about it. Very few of you can say that. Who can say that you don't act different when you got a nice looking sexy woman next to you and you lonely as hell? You act different. The man who has both is considered a king. To answer the guy who says, oh, is power separate? Now, very few people who are powerful don't have the other two. You can't separate them. Money brings people power. Sex brings people power. You know, your booby auditioning for American Idol. I don't know what booby's doing. She's happy. But he says, I'm currently selling everything and planning on retiring there. Well, see, I would say pump your brakes, Jason. And I'm just saying, as far as, okay, when you come over here the very first time, this is just a suggestion. I can't tell grown men what to do. I would make it all about me. I would just come over here on a vacation. I wouldn't come over here trying to figure anything out, because the focus is not going to be there. And by the time the focus is there, man, you done went through a whole lot of money. You done burned up a whole lot of money, man. I would come over here for just 2 weeks and just have the time of my life, or 3 weeks, or whatever it is. And then that's going to tell you everything you need to know. But living here and vacationing here is two different things.
Daddy.
I would at least try to find out if I liked it here first before I'd sell everything. Because the Philippines isn't going anywhere. What's the hurry? Why are we in such of a big hurry? Probably because of those two things. Money and sex. That's all. No, I'm not saying that, Darius. I'm serious. But those type of questions just kind of set me off. When people say, oh, not all men, and all men do it, but you do it. You know good and well that money and sex has a power over you, unless you're some type of just individual that, I mean, you wouldn't be watching my channel if you was way up there like that. I'm just telling you, YouTube tells me who's watching my channel. I just think people say that just to have something to say. Of course, not all men, but the majority of us, man, money and sex define us. If you don't believe it, turn on any social media, talk to any of your friends. We're bragging about how much money we got, how well we're doing financially. Look at my woman. I'm a player. It's all evolving around money and sex your whole life. We're just saying there's more to life than that, and you better try to find a balance as fast as you possibly can, or you may go down that slippery slope and start feeling your life is worthless because you're looking at LeBron James and all the money he's got. See, they put that in your face. Shannon Sharp says you don't mean shit because you don't have money, you're not a celebrity, so I'm not bringing you on my channel. It would be nice if he just had a regular guy on there one time and interviewed him and say, hey, man, what's life really like for you on there? But he's never going to do it because to him, you don't matter. Not only to him, but everybody that's behind, the producers and all that, you know, you don't matter. They're telling you you don't matter. I'm not going to interview you. You're not interesting because you don't have money. You don't have fame. You don't have women chasing you down. Harry Shoulder says, I haven't been henpecked for 10 years. I'll take the money with no drama. But you have to be honest, man, that money and sex are always in your thoughts. That's why you say it. If you don't have a woman, then you certainly want it. What does it say right here? It says, right here, you don't really appreciate it until it's gone. And then he says, when you don't have any, you're excited to get it. So the next woman you get, Robert, you're going to be excited. Unless you're, unless, like you said, Napoleon Hill says, that you your male faculties no longer work, that's the only time you're going to stop being interested in sex. Yeah, I would say visit first. I would say visit first. Just come over here and have a damn good time. You know, you deserve it. There's no rush for you to move over here. Just see if you like the place. He said, don't sell everything, please. Kevin Strong says, as a guy who's approaching 60 next year, my focus is health and financial security. A woman is third on my list. Yeah, but I bet you think about it. I bet you think about it. Because a healthy man is going to think about sex. There's nothing wrong with the sex part. There's nothing wrong with the money part. The problem is the power that we're allowed to have over our lives. The unrealistic expectations of either what having money is going to do or what not having money and sex is going to do. We can't let it define us, but to say that you think about sex doesn't mean you're wrong. It's natural. He says, Jason says, I already have an LDR, what does that mean? If you've never been over here, man, it means absolutely nothing. Go back and watch my video I just did about, make your first trip to the Philippines all about you, not about this woman. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get over here and that woman's not going to be everything that you think she is. And even if she does, eventually you're going to see somebody else. And that's going to get old real quick. Okay? You don't have a relationship. Okay? A long distance relationship is not a real relationship. You're having a conversation with somebody. Okay, he said, yeah, Jason, just be careful, brother. That's all we're saying. Harry Shoulder said, boxers toss them out and feel good training camp. I was looking at the Dana White interview too last night, and he was talking about how bad boxing has become. He says it's become so bad that the Saudi Arabians had to take it over. He said he's created a business plan that works and has longevity. He doesn't need the Saudi Arabians. He said boxing's really screwed up. It's become a business. And that's what De La Hoya said. That's the only pushback he has. Even though he's in the business, he said that's what has happened to boxing. He said, when I was coming through the ranks, he said, I was fighting for greatness. He said, that's why I fought everybody. I didn't run from anybody. It wasn't a business agreement, a business decision. I wanted to fight the best people in front of me, he said, because I was chasing greatness. So he fought everybody. He fought Sugar Shane Mosley when nobody wanted to fight Sugar Shane Mosley. And he got beat, but he was chasing greatness. He said, but, when Floyd Mayweather, he said, people can say what they want about Floyd and him picking and choosing and whether he should have fought somebody years ago or whatever. It's a business decision. He was smart to do it. It extended his career, and he earned a lot of money. And by the way, he's undefeated. But he said that wasn't his business plan. AC King says, money and sex sure does drive me. When I was young, I was getting lots of sex, but had no money. Now that I'm old, it's reversed. It would be nice to have both at the same time. Thank you, man, for just saying something real on here. Everybody has to have it all together. Everybody has to have all the answers. Just to be real with yourself is freedom. Just to be able to look yourself in the mirror and, I ain't got it all together, but that's okay. I still love myself. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep on going. And no matter how bad things may seem, I'm still alive. So I still got a chance. But when you put that up there, people say, oh, well, they don't have that much effect on my life. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. Yeah, money and sex are intertwined. I've been saying that. I've been reading a whole list of stuff to show you that it is. Especially when it comes to men. For some reason, we have that added pressure. We're forced to ponder an impossible question. Sex or money? Because Kevin Strong said, he said, well, when you're chasing women, you're going to lose money. But when you're chasing money, you're not going to lose women. That's not true. But why are we forced to make that decision? That's an impossible question. One guy called it a thought exercise. It is. But if you don't believe what I'm saying, if you don't believe how much control and how much power money and sex has over us, just turn on social media. Turn on YouTube. It's just this is what I said. Too many men YouTube channels are centered around one or both. Because what we'll say is we can't live without either. Yeah, he said when you don't have money and sex, that's all you think about. Well, that's what he says right here. He said you don't really appreciate it until it's gone. I'm going to read those again before I get off here. Yeah, he said sex and money is how we all got here. Yeah, LDR. Yeah, that's funny, man, when people say that to me. You're having a conversation. You have no idea who you're dealing with. I'll tell you what, more likely she's chatting with more than one man. Whoever gets her first usually is going to be the boyfriend. Hold on. But I've made enough videos about that. But, you know, it just, you know, verifies the topic today. It's always on our mind. He said both of them. How much money I need? Oh, I'm in a relationship. He hasn't said anything else. What type of help he has. Mentally and physical help he's in. What he's going to do when he gets over here. What type of lifestyle is he going to live? He didn't say any of that. And most of us never say any of that. We want to know, are we going to have a woman, and then how much is it going to cost for me to live there? We don't worry about anything else. What about the government? What about immigration? Am I safe over here? What's the crime? We get over here and then we want to find all that out. We put the cart before the horse. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Oh, the rebels. Where are the rebels? You know, you get over here and then you worry about whether or not you're in danger of being kidnapped. But damn it, it's too late. You're over here already. You know, it's like getting on a plane when I came over here. I could have landed in Lanao del Sur, for all I know. Morale, well, any of those places. I knew nothing about the Philippines. I put my life in jeopardy because I did no research. But now you don't have that excuse. You got people like me and others who come over here. We're sharing our information with you. We're saying, look, man, do it like this first. We're just suggesting it. Imagine landing in Baziland or going to see a woman in Baziland because you don't know that that's where the Abu Sayyaf is. That's where the headquarters is. Because you never looked it up. You wait till you get over here and you're chasing a woman. I live in Baziland. Okay, she's the perfect woman for you. And then so you fly to Zamboanga, then you get on a ferry and you go to Baziland and put your whole life and your whole existence in jeopardy. We don't need to do that, guys, anymore. There's no reason to do that. Research it first. Worry about all the other stuff. Yeah, money and sex, okay, but it's a lot in between there we need to be worried about. But we don't. He said from the hamster wheel to the honey trap. The Beach of Life says, do not commit to anything online. Oh, man. How many times have I said that? And that's what they want. They want the commitment. They want you to commit. There was guys who were getting married online. If you want to, push back on this topic. Imagine getting married online. There's no woman alive worth that, taking that type of risk. And then you had bloggers making videos. Oh, yeah, it's accepted and all that. Man, it's bullshit. They were doing all that just to get over here to the Philippines, man. You don't have to do it. The Philippines isn't going anywhere. Use some common sense. Yeah, he says seasons change, feelings change. Feelings aren't facts. The fact is, when you get over here, you're probably settling for a 3 when there's probably a yummy 6 waiting for you. Rashad Smith said, well, I'm from Baltimore City. I know Devontae Tank Davis trainer well. Y'all can talk all y'all want about boxing being this and that, but my guy's wealthy and he changed his family's trajectory. Yeah, but they even talked about him and how, he's going to be great simply because he's not afraid to fight. De La Hoya was talking about, because Shannon Sharp was saying, man, why is all these guys going broke? And he says, is it the fault of the promoters and everybody like that? And De La Hoya said it's the responsibility of the fighter. Because a lot of these fighters, man, they just aren't educated enough. They don't ask the right questions and end up going through all their money. They have tax issues and stuff like that. And you just can't have enough money. But they think that they can. They don't realize that you got to get that money in that small window of your fame. But he was talking about why he liked Tank and the difference between Tank and Shakur Stevenson. Because he said the problem with Shakur Stevenson is he can't sell his fights. And he's afraid to fight. He's afraid to take a punch. So he's not throwing enough punches. He said Tank would throw that left, not even worried about somebody else, what's coming in. Because Tank's been hit a lot. But that's what it takes to be a great fighter, to sell, put butts in the seats and to sell them, those what do you call it when you, when you sell the pay-per-view. But he probably is not going to be any different than anybody else, man. I know you're happy for your guy, but hell, Muhammad Ali was from my hometown. I met Muhammad Ali, but hell, if his wife hadn't sold the likeness, what is it that his NIL, long before NIL entered into the college arena, he would have died broke. His name, image, and likeness for $100 million or whatever it was, he was going to be broke. Harry Schroeder says, I don't miss the sex. Well, you're the exception, man, but you miss the money because you're working. You're still working. Money and sex, man, has a strange power over men. Y'all can push back all you want. Jesse James says, women are expensive. Omar says, you're correct. Men can't let money and sex control their life. Have control over it. It would take some practice. Don't put such a high value on it. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's a steep hill to climb. Simply because we've lived with it for so many years. So now here I am, 61. I'm trying to figure out, man, what can I do to get down this hill safely now? Where money and sex don't have the power over me as it used to. So I'm trying to find the balance with my health, my time, my money. I'm trying to define who I am and not letting outside influences do it. Whether or not a woman likes me or not, it doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. That's why those videos, the Philippines like black men. You're not hurting my feelings, lady. You don't have a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out. I don't care that you don't like me. You've got your preferences. That type of stuff doesn't bother me anymore when you think it all the way through. Why should I be offended by that? Because, you know why men are offended by it? Because we allowed them to flip the script and make them think that it's all about them. And every video you see, it's all about the woman, see? This is how you get lured into that thinking. Oh, I got to hurry up and get over there. I'm going to lose her. No, they're not going out of stock, and they're not going out of style. Okay? If anything, you're the prize, you're the catch, you're the diamond. But I don't even want to get into that. That's too much for any man, especially with our low self-esteem, to swallow. That's why I get a lot of pushback on that for men. Yeah, but no, he's not saying anything, man. We're not going to argue about this, Rashad. He said that he liked Tank Davis. Okay? He said he's going to be great. He's going to be one of those great fighters. Dana White was just talking about boxing, man. You cannot dispute that boxing, man, went to hell. It's not like when we were coming up, man. You too young. Norton had to fight Ali. Ali had to fight Frazier and Foreman and all of them. There was no business decisions to be made. There was no, one time Oscar De La Hoya fought 5 top contenders in 1 year. That shit ain't happening no more, man. Go on with that stuff, dude. Boxing is fucked up right now. So fucked up that the Saudi Arabians have to take it over. Okay, and put on the big fights and all that stuff, man. Boxing is gone to hell in a handbasket. Man, it's not like it used to be. You don't have the big fights anymore. People are avoiding each other and all that, man. Boxing is not, that's why the UFC has caught up and went beyond boxing. The biggest superstars now are there. Whether you believe it or not. Feelings aren't facts.
Look at me, Daddy.
Yeah. And he says $2,000 or 8,000 mile booty call. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But people deny it. They'll deny that sex is driving them over here. Hey, what's up, Jesse? He says, I did my research, Cal. Well, good. You're the exception. He said, come to Scorebirds. Today, money and sex is all about, bikini show today. He said, the Yummy Six is an 8 in the States. He said he basically sold the rights to his assets and property getting married online. Talk about online auctions. Man, yeah. He says a good fighter don't really feel the punches in the zone. Well, that's what they were talking about. He said that Shakur Stevenson is one of the greatest fighters he's ever seen, but he's not exciting because he's afraid to take a punch. As far as technique and all that. So nobody wants to come and see him. He said, but these boxers want all this money, but you got to become a legend first. You got to earn that, man. Look back. If you don't think boxing's gone to hell, man, and all the big fights that used to happen, you don't see that anymore. People are fighting each other long when they're both over the hill and everything. He said, he was asked, he said, who do you think would have won that fight between Floyd Mayweather and the Pac-Man when he was the Pac-Man, when he fought you? And he said, honestly, I still think Floyd would have won, but it would have been a hell of a fight. But what did they both do? Wait until they're in their 40s to fight. He said they called him Pac-Man for a reason. He said, man, I wanted to die in the ring. He said, I was hoping Pac-Man killed me. You know, he wasn't in shape. He was getting high, drinking and all that. He said, I didn't have no reason to be in that ring, but I was chasing greatness. He said he just kept coming. You know, and I was over here when Pac-Man was doing all that stuff, man. This man went up 8 weight classes. He was chomping people, man. He was knocking people's eyes out and all kind of stuff, man. He was doing some crazy stuff. Some people were saying, you know, Floyd Mayweather was saying, hey, he's on performance-enhancing drugs. Well, when that talk got loud, when that chatter got loud, it seemed like his performances went down. But who knows? They're all on something. But you can't deny Pac-Man was knocking people's heads off. But that was the fight everybody wanted to see, Rashard, but you didn't see it. It's not real boxing anymore, man. The UFC, the top people are fighting the top people, man. He says, Passport Bros should be trying to do legit business over there because the women appear to come and go. So focus on them pesos. Well, it's money and sex. You can never have enough of each. You're going to chase both of them to the gates of insanity and death. Why not just come over here and relax and enjoy the rest of the time that you got here? Why is it always got to be chasing money, man? You're never going to have enough money. We seem to can't get enough of either. I'm not going to chase it till I die. Hell with that. What makes you think you're going to come over here and get rich? You can't get rich at home. When you get off the plane, loyalty over royalty, they don't sprinkle some type of dust on you and you become a different person. If you can't do Chinese arithmetic over there, you're not going to be able to do it over here. He says, I'm just saying, don't confuse warmth and touch with sex. Well, it's a woman, you know. It's just soft sex, basically. But once you do all of that, if you're a real man and your dick still gets hard, you're going to want sex. You know, warm and touch. If a woman touch me, man, I'm going to get excited. You're going to take off them damn clothes. You know, the only reason you're talking like that is maybe you can't do anything. You know, I'm not saying you're pushing back. I'm just saying a man that still has his faculties in order. I mean, sex is high up there because it's natural. We're talking about just the power that we've allowed it to have over us to the point where it controls you. I don't want to be controlled by anything. That was the number one reason why I put that damn sugar down. And I'm fighting right now to get that sugar out of my life because it had control over me. So I got to find a sweet spot, a balance where I don't have to chase the money. I don't. You know, $3,000 a month is good enough for me. I don't have to be rich. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to chase money. Hey, Let. She said, here, I'm working. Congratulations. He said, why is it so hard for a good man to lose a woman? Because for us, it's like losing a daughter. That's how invested we become in caring for her. DJ Lloyd Buck says, thanks. I'd rather have bar girls as friends with benefits instead of a relationship or a wife. Smash and dash is more my style. Again, that's just for me. Yeah. But it's still sex. It's still sex. It doesn't matter how you paint the picture. But for some people, you know, they don't want to get feelings, but who's to say that you don't get feelings, man? If you're a human being, you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. Somebody's going to get up with feelings, especially if it's good. Even though you know you can't have her, some guys go to the same bar girl over and over and over and over. And the The bar girls certainly get feelings because they'll get mad. I've heard stories where they get mad if they see you with another bar girl, which is crazy. Yeah, boxing's done. It is. Okay, we're not going to quote the Bible, man, on here today. It brings a lot of contention and a lot of arguing. He said, don't think the U.S. men won any boxing medals, let alone gold at the Olympics this year. Yeah, 3,000 a month. Yeah, I'm just saying to the point. I'm just trying to get to a point where I don't want money to control me. I want to get to a point where I've got enough. I'm not chasing money. I'm not chasing women. I can do other things. There's more to life than that. Of course, we need money because they've made it. They've made money a necessity. But it doesn't have to control me. Where I'm working 2 jobs and all, not taking care of myself, missing out on life, chasing money. I'm not going to do that. He said, having sex with someone definitely creates a connection for most of us, I think. If it's good, you're going to be turned on some kind of way, or why would you pay the money to do it? Why would you even choose the bar girl that you chose? There's something going on in your mind. The dopamine and all that is going on just as if you was going to be with a regular woman. So, but if you're good enough to do that, then that's what we're talking about. Now you can separate all those feelings and all that. Sex doesn't have as big a control over you as it has over a lot of us. Let's go down this list again before I forget. I said that sex and money are intertwined, okay? And they're woven into the psyche of every male as soon as he's old enough to understand, usually around age 7, okay? But some guy, when I Googled it, he's anonymous, so I can't give him credit. Here's some things he said why money and sex are synonymous. He says, number one, you can buy one with the other. And this is true. He says, both are used to temporarily hide loneliness. It's true. He said, when you don't have any, you're excited to get it. Either of the two. He says you don't really appreciate it until it's gone. Too many people don't know what they're doing with it, but they think they do. How many people are always giving money advice? Oh, cryptocurrency and all that, right? They show their successes. They don't show their failures. And why don't you, they talk to us as if we're capable of doing what they tell us to do. And there's a problem when you have a YouTube channel, you can't choose your audience. That's why, I see why people fall for these Ponzi schemes, all this business proposition. The salesmen are talking to us as if we have the mental capacity to go through with this stuff and be successful. You can talk cryptocurrency to me all day long. I don't understand it. You can talk stocks and bonds to me. I'm not just going to get up and go and start entering in stocks and bonds. But this is how they talk to us. Like we're experts already. Like, oh, anybody can do it. No, they can't. He talks about the risk involved with both. He said gambling is tempting, but it's dangerous. Other people will use you for it if you let them. Once you get a little, you tend to keep wanting more. Yeah, it is just another form. Hey, Elliot, she said, Elad, he says, has everybody clicked the thumbs up yet? Yeah, he says, I'm interested in traveling the world and meeting ladies. Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, don't let it control you, though. It says money and sex. This is what I wrote down. Money and sex drive men like nothing else. Can you tell me what else gets you so excited as money and sex does? Put it in the comments. Tell me something else that gets. They're just as addicted as drugs. Now, somebody might put down their drugs or alcohol. They're just as addictive. But I don't think anything drives you the way money and sex does. I don't think you get as excited about anything else other than those two things. At the expense of everything else. That your whole life, if you look at it, is all based on you talking about your financial success and your relationship success. You don't talk about anything else. That's why when I do, because of Kesman Flowers, he says, hey, when are you going to make more videos, workout videos? I said, they're not interested in that because they don't want to work out. They just want to earn money and have sex. They're not interested in their health. They're not interested in how to manage their time better. They don't click on that because I'm asking them to do something. We don't want to do anything other than that. So I still do it, and I'm going to do more, especially for my Patreon and for my members only. But for everybody else, it's a different type of man who watches these YouTube vlogs in Southeast Asia. It's all about money and sex, okay? That's just being honest. It's not about your health. It's not about your hobbies or anything like that. It's not about culture and all of that, guys. You're lying to yourself. Just be honest. How much money do I need? And where can I meet a woman? That's all we're worried about. And these two things, it seems that we can't get enough of. Can you ever have enough money? That's why men keep working. They keep working. You get out of one divorce, you get married, waiting for the ink to dry under the other divorce papers. We're consumed with money and sex, man. Our whole entire life, it takes up all of our time and all our energy. That's why you look back on your life and you haven't accomplished anything. Or you base it on money and sex. Oh, I got a house. Now look at the car I've got. But your health is gone to hell. Your friendships, you don't have many because you sacrificed all of that for money and sex. We're defined by them. We're controlled by money and sex. It's literally the mark of the beast, especially money, because it's unnatural. It's man-made. Sex is natural. We chase them to the gates of insanity and death. And while we're on the subject of death, it's new here to know that suicide, not homicide, is the 8th cause of death among men. Homicide is not even in the top 10. See? But suicide is. Men constitute 79% of all suicides. We're 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women. So what's going on? Why? I thought we were equal. We're certainly not the same. Society doesn't look at you as the same. They don't treat you the same. You got unrealistic expectations on you. We're 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women. And the older we get, the more likely it is we're going to commit suicide. The people who commit suicide the most are men 75 and over. But why do you do it? You feel worthless. They tell you if you don't have enough money, you're worthless. Shannon Sharp is not going to have you on his #1 podcast because you don't have any money. You're not famous. So you're nothing to him and everybody else. Society tells you that, and you believe it. You let these outside influences determine your value. It's a big mistake. So you get anxious and depressed. And you start thinking, withdrawing from society until the next thing you know, you put the damn gun in your mouth and you blow your damn brains out. But y'all think this shit is funny. He said depression is one of the most important risk factors in suicide. But unfortunately, male depression is underdiagnosed because men are least likely to seek help. Society's made you think it's weak to ask for help. So you don't ask for help. You go down that road alone. We had that discussion. Most of what we suffer from as men, we suffer in silence and isolation, guys. If you got problems, you need to talk to somebody about it. That's why I talk about stuff on my channel. I want to open up the conversation to let you know it's okay. You don't have to have it going on. You know, I got it going on. I got it all together. This is what society forces on us. So you walking around here like you got it all together, but inside you falling to pieces, man. There's a reason we commit suicide much more than women. Because these old unreasonable expectations they put on us, all those false narratives surrounding what being a man is and what it isn't. Oh, men aren't supposed to cry. Bullshit. I cried at my mother's funeral. I cried at my brother's funeral. Don't tell me what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to define that. I've got my own definition of success, not yours. That's all I'm saying. It's time to start talking about this stuff. He says, my friend Mo killed himself when we were in the 9th grade. His girlfriend broke up with him. See? He says, why do people do it? We've suffered a recent life crisis. The older you get, you're going to face those life crises. Somebody might die in your family. You get a divorce. You lose your job. You retire. Whatever it is. Okay, you feel worthless. A woman left you. And then now when she left you, she talks shit about you. You ain't shit. And such is better. His dick is bigger. He's got more money. Well, what's the whole point of me living then? I'm going to show you I'm going to kill myself. He said most people could use some counsel. I know that's right. Yeah, but your whole conversation is about women. Didn't you do it for yourself, man? He says, I traveled to Hawaii in October and then Mexico in January. The women were beautiful and nice. You know, when am I going to see somebody come on here and say, man, you know, I went to the Philippines. I had a great time, man. I really did. And I came back home. But society's made you think you have to have a woman to be successful. Your trip overseas cannot be a success unless you met a woman, man. That's bullshit. See? You guys are, you know, you're bearing witness to what I'm talking about. You can't even take a trip for yourself and enjoy yourself. Kick back, let your hair down. Get rid of some of that stress and unreasonable expectations. But you got to have a woman that they consider, oh, ain't no sense in you traveling. The whole passport bro movement, I've lost respect for it. It's all become about women. You can't just travel around. You got to have a woman, or you have to have met a woman where you are, put her on parade, or your trip wasn't successful. It's crazy, man. But I want to thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support of Sunshine Shoulders. I want to create a space where men can come and talk about the things that really bother us, that we really should be talking about. Good or bad, everything in between. You don't have to have it all together. Most men don't have it all together. It's okay though. You get up, you get another chance to put it together. But don't be walking around here like you got it all together, but on the inside you're falling to pieces. That's what's going on, guys. There's a reason why we commit suicide much greater than women. Much more than women. 4 times as much. 79% of all suicides are men. This is serious. There's a reason for that, man. We have to stop that. We're getting false information. Homicide is not even in the top 10 reasons why men are dying. But suicide is number 8. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Let that marinate in your mind. Why are we killing ourselves? Society has spiked our drink, man. I'm telling you that they spiked your drink. They put something in our drink, guys. Now that you know, stop drinking the Kool-Aid. So take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time.